My name is Kieran. My major is English, the minor in philosophy. And I came to Trinity kind of in a circuitous route from Wheaton College and Moody Bible Institute. And I'm here because I like to engage in faith communities, and I also like to be in spaces that are challenging to me.
Hi, I'm Queenie. I'm in environmental studies, and I came to Trinity because I really felt called by God to come to this university.
Hi, I'm Micah, and I'm one of the leaders this year of OneTWU. And I came to Trinity because I felt like it was the place God opened all the doors for.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm one of the leaders of OneTWU, and my major right now is social sciences with human services certificate. And I came to Trinity because American schools are really expensive and Canada seems like a good fit. OneTWU exists as a community of people uniting around queer experiences to support one another, educate the larger community, and speak truth to power.
As of right now, I feel like TUSA is inclusive. After being here for 5 years and like seeing how the environment changes and the students that change, it feels mostly consistent. There's always some nervousness in walking in there and being a leader now this year, but also the confidence of knowing who we are and what we stand for. It's a lot easier to walk in there as a leader and being part of them.
As kind of a newer student, and it's only my second year here, I don't really have the relationship with TUSA or the understanding really of what TUSA does altogether, because I find myself severely disconnected from the main community here, just being who I am, a commuter and a queer person who's very out on campus. I do find that occasionally when I go in, I get a little anxious, just depending on who's in there and even just like the time of day it is. Like it all depends. I don't find it an incredibly safe space, but I also know that a lot of the leaders are good people, and I do trust certain leaders, but it's a hard line to walk for me.
So OneTWU has had a relationship for a short bit with TUSA through the OneTWU TUSA charter. So in the spring of 2017, TUSA and OneTWU signed a charter together that was just to solidify a relationship between the two organizations. At the time, OneTWU was growing as a student group. We had a consistent support group going on campus. But because of the virtue of the anonymity of the group, we needed to make sure that we weren't ratified as a club. So with TUSA clubs, as far as I know, clubs have to be open to the greater campus community. Because OneTWU has a lot of members who need the space to be themselves in an anonymous setting, having a ratified club status would be a risk if there were other people who wanted to come to meetings. Meetings needed to be secret just because of that. So we never had a full relationship with the administration of TUSA until the spring of 2017. That charter was signed by both the previous TUSA and the upcoming TUSA administration, and was agreed upon by the leaders of OneTWU at the time, and both TUSA teams, and Student Life also was overseeing it. Once the TUSA was signed and ratified and publicized, there was a lot of feedback that was really negative and a lot of uproar on social media. And I'd imagine there's a lot more uproar that also went on behind the scenes. And it was a really scary time because as current students, we didn't fully know what was happening with the charter. And we were just shocked that there was such a loud response to something that seemed to be a good thing. When the charter was heading into the upcoming year, it was at the last minute canceled and revoked. just because, and it was quiet. TUSA didn't want to obviously make a loud noise about it. But that was awkward for us as an organization because it was a connection point with student life that unfortunately led to that massive event.
A lot of times we're asked what it is that we're even riled up about, what it is that makes us upset. And it's been a changing current over time. So in the past, there have been a lot of really problematic things that have been said and done to OneTWU as a group. We've had posters torn down and things said about and to us. But luckily, in the current campus climate, it's less of that kind of organization-wide sort of movements. Right now, we're more focused on the individual, the microaggressions, the things that affect students in dorm communities. So we're really focused on what it means for queer students in their individual experiences on campus to be navigating what it is to be in a largely straight space. So a lot of the time, what we do with that is kind of taking the metaphor of like a water or a river of water, perhaps, where when we find an obstacle, often what we try to do is roll around it, roll with it, because we're kind of a fluid organization. Our goal is to work with the trials that we have and find ways to make our selfhood expressed to the best that we can.
Generally, I would describe it as mixed. There's a good number of professors who have been able to show their support, but there are a good number of professors who don't feel safe sharing their support for us. So with faculty, it's generally been a mixed bag. With staff, it's a little harder because they, like administration, a lot of them are very kind and very nice people, but you don't really get the full extent of what their beliefs are when you first interact with them. You have to interact with them for a while. So with that, it's much harder to kind of vet who's safe and who's not. But all in all, it's been pretty mixed.
So the ways we reach out to students is through social media. So we have an Instagram page, a Facebook page, Twitter. Okay, yeah, Twitter, and I think that's all the social medias we have. And on all of them, I believe, we have a survey which you can fill out.
It's on OneTWU.com under Contact Us.
That's it. Other ways is through word of mouth, and also we have a bunch of posters out in Fort Langley, and a few faculty members have so kindly put them up at their offices.
The survey just helps us get to know a person more before they come to their first meeting, just so that we know that this is the space for them. It's not that we want to be exclusive. We are just trying to make sure that our group is a support group that meets the needs of its members. And so we've never had to turn someone away. We just want to make sure that they have the right motives coming into the group.
So students that can come to our meetings, because there are safe spaces, so there are certain kind of things that we look for when people ask if they can come. One of them would be just like that you're here to listen if you're an ally and not a queer student. You're here to engage the community and to support people. You're not looking for a debate. You're not looking to kind of convince people of what you believe. You're, like I said, a support, because we are a support group, and so anyone coming into that space, kind of, we expect them to have respect for our fellow members, and they will get respect back. So that being said, obviously any sort of queer students or queer questioning, any sort of exploration. Like we really encourage students to come to our space because we have a lot of resources outside of Trinity or inside of Trinity that can help you with any sort of questions. And also any sort of, like I said, allies or supportive members of the community as well.
I'm most proud of just the sheer amount of engagement that we've seen from the student body this year. We've grown in numbers to a really astounding degree. So we have a lot of people coming into our weekly meetings, and it's really fun to see people who are able to engage in safe spaces, to see kind of how exciting that is for them, and it's hard to not get that excitement myself.
I'm definitely most proud of kind of the organizational aspect that the leadership has taken. I've done a lot of work with that, so I'm really proud of how we've been able to come together as a team and how we're able to kind of show a united front when engaging with different organizations like administration or TUSA, and just how we're working towards setting a good foundation for future leaders to be able to grow and flourish.
Something I'm most proud of this year is our relationships that we've built with many individuals, and seeing how comfortable they are with each other now and the friendships we've built all together. That's something really exciting because I know that's not common to have that community together in a specific certain place.
I'm really proud of the Stories event and the way that we're engaging with like transparency and the greater community this year. I'm really hoping to put together a book club or quote unquote ally cafe that would be open to the whole campus community to come and engage with the issues of intersection, egalitarianism, sexuality, and gender. Because sometimes on campus we can get caught up in our opinions and forget that there are real people that are affected by these. And so hopefully we can eke out a space where as a campus community we can all safely engage with that. Dr. Husbands, we're really thankful you could join us at Trinity, and we hope that your first year is a good one. With OneTWU, our mission is just to support the students and the alumni who need support because of our experiences as queer people. With this year, obviously you're navigating new and fresh waters, and we understand that sometimes things can be murky. So that's why OneTWU this year has really made it our mission to be more transparent and to focus on building that relationship with the administration that will hopefully lead to better things in the future.